Hey bro, listen up. 3 months ago, I made a decision that would quietly and powerfully change everything about my life. No fanfare, no audience, just a raw internal promise. 90 days of semen retention, no porn, no masturbation, no meaningless release. Back then, I didn't know what would come of it. I just knew I was tired. Tired of feeling drained, foggy, weak. I was tired of chasing dopamine hits that left me feeling emptier. I wanted to know what would happen if I retained my energy instead of wasting it. What would happen if I took full control of my desires? This is the story of what happened next. Week 1 to 2. Withdrawal and inner war. The first 2 weeks were hell. My body fought back hard. Cravings, mood swings, sleepless nights. The urge to relapse was like a shadow following me, whispering lies. Just once more. But I'd been down that road. I'd felt the emptiness. This time, I stood my ground, and that small act of resistance, repeated each day, started building something inside me. Discipline. Week 3 to 4. Mental clarity and focus. By the third week, something changed. The fog in my mind began to lift. Thoughts were sharper. My focus improved. I stopped scrolling mindlessly through apps. I became more present, more intentional with my time. I started reading again, journaling, meditating, lifting heavier in the gym. I was no longer a slave to my urges. I was mastering them. Month 2. The return of confidence. The second month is when I started to feel powerful. Eye contact became easier. I didn't shrink myself in rooms anymore. People noticed, especially women. I wasn't trying to impress anyone, but something had shifted. The way I walked, the way I spoke, the energy I carried. It was quiet confidence, not arrogance, but self-possession. Semen retention didn't make me a god. It reminded me I already had the strength of one. I'd just forgotten it. Month 3, purpose, presence, and power. By the third month, I wasn't counting days anymore. I was living in a state of flow, waking up early, crushing workouts, creating more than I consumed. I felt aligned, purposeful. My goals were clearer, and my emotional control was unmatched. Things that used to trigger me now felt trivial. I was no longer running from discomfort. I was facing it head on. So, what really changed? Let me be clear. Semen retention alone isn't magic, but what it does is strip away the distractions that keep you from becoming who you were meant to be. When you stop wasting your energy, you start reclaiming your power, mentally, physically, spiritually. You start showing up fully. You start walking like a man with purpose. I'm not the same person I was 90 days ago. I'm not just more confident. I'm more centered, more calm under pressure, more alive. Final thoughts. You don't need to wait until you've hit rock bottom to change. You can choose discipline today. You can choose growth. You can face the storm instead of hiding from it, and come out forged by fire. 90 days without release didn't make me superhuman. It just helped me become a man I finally respect.